You've been feeling tired, stressed, anxious, burnt out, frazzled, whatever it is, I get it. And I'm here to talk to you today about how you can use journaling prompts to support a practice of mindfulness and self-care. Hi, I'm Rebekah Ballagh. I'm a qualified counsellor, a mindfulness and meditation teacher, and a self-development coach. I'm also someone who's been on my own journey with anxiety and depression and panic attacks, and I have used mindfulness and self-care in my own life. So I would love to talk to you today a little bit about how you can integrate this with a journaling practice into yours. I've teamed up with Archer and Olive, and I am so excited to bring you this collaboration. It's a pack of printed journaling cards full of prompts to help you really deep dive and push yourself into some epic self-development. We're exploring anxiety, fears, boundaries, values, self-worth, body image, and so much more. I can't wait for you to check that out. But right now, let me guide you through the use of journaling to support a mindfulness and self-care practice in your life. First and foremost, if journaling kind of intimidates you, please don't be. It doesn't have to follow any set of rules. There's no guidelines. You can journal however you want. It can be an absolute mess. It can be bullet points. You don't even have to be able to read it back. Journaling is for you. It is an unpacking and self-reflection process. It's not for anyone else. No one else has to read this. Sometimes we know things like mindfulness and upping our self-care and journaling would be useful for us, but something holds us back. Here's a prompt to get you started. In what ways am I currently self-sabotaging my efforts to grow? I want to talk to you now about what is mindfulness, how you can weave it into your life in bite-sized pieces. And along the way, I want to give you some journaling prompts to help you include this and to increase your self-care. Mindfulness is all about being aware of your experience in the present moment, without judgment and without attachment. It's about witnessing our thoughts and emotions without trying to hold on to them or change them or judge them. So here's another prompt to ponder on. Which emotions do I struggle with the most? You might like to take that further and ask yourself, in what ways do I judge these emotions? These prompts may help you to gain some clearer understanding around the emotions that you accept and reject. What we resist persists, so mindfulness teaches us to just allow emotions to be, to sit and observe them, and to let them pass by when they are ready. Let me share with you a bite-sized and simple mindfulness technique. This one's going to help to ground you in the present moment. It's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or Countdown to Calm. So stop what you're doing right now and look around the room and name 5 things that you can see. Maybe some little details that you hadn't noticed before. Now, 4 things that you can feel. These can be things that you can feel in your body, like a tightness, a tension, or an itch, or it could be things that you can reach out in the room and touch. Then 3 things that you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, and 1 thing that you can taste. This super simple technique helps to bring us back into the present, especially if our thoughts are racing. So here is a lovely little tool that weaves mindfulness and journaling together in the perfect marriage. It's called a brain dump, and you may have heard of this one before. It's the perfect way to clear your mind of clutter and worries and thoughts that are spiraling. And it's also a really useful one to use if you've got a lot of creative ideas and energy, ideas that are whirling around everywhere that you can't seem to control. And here's how to do it. Get a piece of paper out in front of you and your phone, and set a timer. You might like to try 5 minutes, or if you're feeling adventurous, 15. You start the timer and you begin to journal, dumping out every thought that comes into your mind as you think it. This will include all of the worries, but may also include random thoughts that pop up like, I'm bored, or I'm doing this wrong, or, oh, I've got the laundry to do. Try to practice this in a stream of conscious style. This is a journaling technique where, ideally, your pen doesn't leave the paper. You are continuously writing and continuously flowing. It doesn't matter if what comes out is absolute rubbish. Try to keep it moving. It's also okay for you to do this as doodles or bullet points. Continue this brain dump until the time is up. I like to imagine journals or brain dumps as a place to figuratively hold all of the things that you write inside them. Your journal becomes a confidant, a place to symbolically hold all of your worries, your hopes, your wishes, and your fears. This can be a really useful way to center yourself back into the present moment and to become grounded again if you're feeling really distracted by thoughts. Brain dumps are also really useful to reflect on, because when you do them in a stream of conscious style, you're not necessarily sure what's going to come up. Reflecting back on what you write can be really, really interesting. You can ask yourself, are my thoughts mostly based here in the present, or are they floating outward into the past or in the future, events and things that I can't control and change? Hopefully this journaling and mindfulness experience brings you a sense of calm and clearing out and decluttering. If you're a worrier, here's a lovely way of combining a self-care practice and a journaling practice into one. It's called a worry list. Grab your journal, set a timer for 5 minutes, and jot down all of the things that are on your mind, all of your worries and concerns. Then, when the time is up, reflect on and review your list. What you want to do is put things into categories in your journal. Is this worry within my control, or is it outside of my control? Then go a step further. For the list of worries that are within your control, make a plan. Use your journal to plan out the steps of what you can do to address this worry and who can help you and when. Then review the list of things that are outside of your control. It can be really useful to grab this list out of your journal and safely burn it. This becomes a symbolic release and an unexpected way to use journaling to let go of things. When it comes down to it, journaling and mindfulness is about practicing self-care, and self-care is so important. You can think of yourself as having a watering can. This watering can, when it's full, is like your resilience and your emotional capacity. There are lots of things in your life that demand you to water them. Your relationships need attention, your job needs your focus, your children need your care, your friendships need input. There's so much that demands from us, and we wouldn't want it any other way. Our watering cans are designed for this. But when life gets heavy and things get tough, the demand on our emotional resilience and our watering cans goes up. If you're battling with your own mental health, financial struggles, relationship worries, concerns at work, all of these things increase the demand on your watering can. Now, if you respond to that increased demand by going back to the tap more often and filling your watering can up, and what that means is topping yourself up with self-care and things that nourish your well-being, then you'll be fine and you'll be able to handle this increased demand. However, the chances are, like many people, when the demand and stress increases in our life, we forget to look after ourselves. Rather than filling our watering cans up, we frantically rush about trying to water all the things that need us. And then we get depleted. Our capacity is at zero. The answer to this is to find micro practices, small things that you can incorporate into your day every day that keep topping up your watering can. If you could pull together a combination of self-care practices using mindfulness in your day and journaling, this would be a wonderful way to keep your watering can topped up. None of these things have to take hours and hours. You could set aside 10 minutes a day to write in a journal. You could weave mindfulness in your day in bite-sized pieces, practicing the countdown to calm, or even just taking 1 minute out to sit and observe your thoughts, your physical experience, and your emotions. You could adopt a daily gratitude journaling practice, spending 3 minutes at the end of the day sitting on your bed with a journal, writing down some things that went well for you that day and some things that you're grateful for. Take the pressure off yourself of any of this stuff looking or being perfect. There's no right way to journal, and there's no right way to practice self-care and mindfulness. Make all of this work for you. I'll leave you with one final journal prompt. What are 3 small practices that I could put in place today that would increase my well-being? If you'd like to hear more from me, you can head over to my Instagram page at journey_to_wellness_ or head to my website www.journeytowellness.online. You can subscribe to my newsletter, jump on board a course, grab yourself some free resources, or follow along on Instagram for daily posts inspiring you to be your best and most well self. Thanks for being here.